Hello and welcome! Tonight on the show, us three Tarzans give monkey butter a spin. We are so excited to have you. This is Soft Spoken.
And we're back. We are Soft Spoken. We're the podcast detailing your favorite sauces, dips, and condiments. My name's Adam, and I'll be your host, and I'm joined here this week by my co-host, Tori.
Swooping in. The old TG to give you a sauce opinion. Yes, this is Soft Spoken, and my name is Tori, and we're so glad to have you. And to my right, in front of a live studio audience, our good friend and co-host, E. Hi, E.
I brought my finest tie-dye just for the audience.
It's not a studio audience. It's more like
it's a hermit crab.
2-bedroom audience.
2-bedroom with a hermit crab. That's right.
Get it? Studio, like studio apartment.
Ah.
Yeah, okay. Womp.
Yep, you had to describe that one. Alrighty, yes, and we are...
I think it was pretty obvious.
Yep, we're here, and we're even trying, I think, more of a spread today. It doesn't
Eric,
really match any of those condiments that Adam said this morning.
Listeners are done. What the fuck is wrong with you, Eric? When have we ever just dove into talking about the sauce?
You didn't have to dive right in.
After 45 seconds. That's never happened in the history of the show.
Didn't have to dive right in.
Now it's time to catch up on the hosts.
Time to catch up.
Hey, how's
Eric,
it going?
you're fucking dead to me.
I know. I'm breaking up your routine there.
We're recording a little bit farther in advance than we usually do. We're recording on a Wednesday. Normally we record on Thursdays.
We've done Wednesdays before.
Well, this is relevant because the show that is coming out this week has not yet been released for you to listen to.
Nice.
I
I listened to it already, but obviously you made changes to it since then because you're the sneaky motherfucker of the group. But yeah, no matter what you say.
What do you mean?
Oh, I definitely think you're the sneakiest of the group, even though everyone likes to say I am.
Why am I the sneakiest of the group?
Because you think you're so funny, basically. You think you're funny.
Yeah, that's not being sneaky.
And you're sneaky about it.
I'm the most mischievous. I'm the most devious of the group.
Oh boy.
Our local Loki here. All right, Adam. So you're excited about this upcoming episode because
it was funny.
Oh, because it was funny.
Because we make fun of Eric.
It was funny.
The Italian dressing.
It was a good one. Yeah,
it was a good episode. I thought
it was a funny episode because here's the fun fact that I found. The listeners will already know this by the time this one comes out, but you don't know this yet. Tori, Eric, and I have listened to the show. Well, I didn't listen to it yet. I edited it and sent it to Eric, who's listened to it. The only one who's listened to it in its full entirety so far. If you recall,
Insider Edge.
I was saying last week, I was trying to remember when Eric had said that Italian dressing was the first time that Eric had said Italian dressing was his favorite sauce of all time. And as it turns out, the episode that he went on that whole spiel about Italian dressing
was the Sheets
one. The last time I had him, that I had all those cuts in the show of his own words against him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was oddly poetic that this latest show where I used his own words against him was the pulling from that show where I used his words from against him.
I'll take it you haven't seen the show notes yet.
I did see the show notes. I didn't read them. I was in a very big hurry to post them today, so I just scheduled them to post and I didn't read them.
Gotcha.
Copied and pasted. Why? What'd you put in there?
My own words. My own words verbatim from the show.
Oh boy, I love it.
I like the way Adam kept it he put in a good 2-minute section of him going on just so he could find the spot where he says dollar store, and I was 2 minutes into a conversation I didn't really care about having. I was just and Adam's there, I'm justified. And it's well, no, not really.
No,
but
I'll call that a 50%er. I can't go back and edit my own comments after we record the show because I don't have a microphone at home. I've tried this before to no avail. So I can't go.
Wow.
I can't go back and provide narrator content, which I think would be a fun way to do it. But I can't really do that. So if I say something, I just have to try to.
You don't talk enough as it is.
I have to creatively cut stuff. I can't go back and amend statements on the air. Eric is correct. I am the one that said dollar store sauce, and Eric did say yes. And I will say that was you have no idea how much I had to go back and listen to because I started all the way back with the Duke's Mayo episode because I thought maybe that was the one that you had said that in. And I was going back through several other episodes and listening to extensive segments. And that thing where you were talking about the Italian dressing was actually a much longer, 15-minute segment that I had to go through and cut out the parts where we were talking about the relevant stuff and cut out all the other stuff. So
we did very good. It sounded very seamless, I have to admit, for those 2 minutes that was in there. But I did think it was kind of like lengthy. I'm like, wow, this is going on and on in history. But I like the sound effect adjustment you done. That was cool. That was clever.
I do a reverb on there, and that's so the listeners can tell like what is in the past,
dream world,
and what's in the current. So
yeah, it was very cool. That was some good show notes. Unfortunately, the show notes themselves, I really struggled to find content. Even though it was a good episode, there just wasn't a lot of stuff to put in after the fact, I felt.
That's okay. I do think it was a funny episode last week. I know there was a couple of funny moments. The Jiggers thing was also particularly funny. Oh boy, I'm glad we have that settled now.
Did you see the clip of the cat food comment?
No, I didn't want. I didn't. Like I said, I literally I got home late. I had to run up to Cranberry after work. And then run home, throw my dinner in the oven. I was posting the show notes and talking with my mom and reheating my dinner all at the same time.
Oh, gotcha.
So, and then I sat down and ate and then immediately drove over here. So I was in a bit of a rush. What about you, Eric? Anything else fun going on with your week aside from being blasted on the show yet again? I think I was actually pretty fair to your last episode.
Oh, you were very fair.
Yeah,
I expected it to be way worse.
Yeah, it was definitely not the blasting that you normally get. So
no, yeah, I thought last episode was pretty good. Let's see here. Friday we had good game night. God, we played Dice City, which was just, I still think it might be like the best game ever.
That is a good one.
Yeah, if the listeners aren't familiar, you should definitely check out Dice City. It's a very simple game to play, easy to understand, basic rules, easy to understand how the game stops, easy point counting. But still creative and entertaining. So
very. That was good. And
several different like play strategies that are all viable, which is another thing I like, because some games it's like you just go in a rut. Like there's an obvious like best strategy.
Right. Multiple paths to victory is always appreciated.
And we don't even attack each other most of the time.
I don't think we ever do. And that's actually, that kind of runs into the Hero Realms. We played that game again. I believe we talked about that last week, which was interesting because I played a little bit differently than I had played previously, where I directly demolished all your army, Tori.
Yeah.
You're still salty about it.
Yeah, that sucked.
No, because you did something dirty to me, and then I annihilated your entire army, and then I still lost. I think, right?
To AK.
Yeah, the AK, right, okay. Big
It was
A.
close. It was very close.
It was close.
Yeah, then let's see. Saturday, my sister surprised me. She called me a Saturday morning and said, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I got a bunch of stuff planned." She's like, "Well, I'm going to be in Pittsburgh in like an hour." Okay. Well, let me wipe the slate clean and spruce up my house and get sheets on the spare bed. I'm like, "You need a place to stay?" She was like, "Yeah, probably."
Take the piles of tax paperwork off the bed.
Right.
More importantly, did you file your taxes yet?
No. I got another day. I got Friday.
For listeners, it's April 13th.
I got time.
I think you actually have till the 18th, if I'm not mistaken.
You do have to the 18th. I know. I've known that already.
Why the fuck did I tell you that?
It'll get filed before then. Anyways, let's see. What else was exciting? Yeah, I did a little bit of work on my taxes. Weekends.
Press X to doubt.
A little bit of work.
He shuffled the tax paperwork off his bed for his sister, so...
Yeah, counts as I touched the paperwork, so that counts as working paperwork. On it.
My man, you're not Elon Musk. Like, what kind of taxes do you think you got?
I file the easy form. It's so basic.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, how much like paperwork do you need to include with that? I would think very little.
Very, very little.
The same W-2s you've had for the last 100 years.
Exactly. Yeah, it all does it online. I've actually gone through the process of filing now 4 times, and
what?
I just don't want to pay for it, so I keep like trying to find a workaround on that. Like, I don't want to have to pay Tax Act to file my taxes.
You would puke if you heard how much I had to pay to have my taxes prepared.
I know what people pay to have their taxes prepared for them. So, anyways, I'm close to having those submitted. They'll be submitted on time. Then I went over and helped my friends. I helped Colleen again with some more chores around her house over the weekend. And I got to go to Sharpsburg, PA, and tried some Dancing Gnome Brewery.
Hiker? Oh.
Dancing Gnome.
There's a place called Hitchhiker Brewery out there, which is also very good.
Nice. I need to hit up Hitchhiker then.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a small, quaint little place. I think you would like it. Lots of good beers.
I also had some Grist House at the Double L, which Tori might be familiar with.
Yeah, I know about the Double L.
Yeah.
Cool.
Did you take any L's at the Double L?
I did not. It's an L.
His entire life starts with a capital L.
That's right.
Tori, what about you? You do anything fun this week?
Oh boy, I have a backyard project I'm working on.
You've had a couple of things going on with your back.
Yeah, well, I have a backyard project, and I also have a back problem.
Yes, a backyard problem and a regular back problem.
Yeah.
Is the back problem from the backyard?
No.
Totally unrelated.
Yeah, totally unrelated. But yeah, man, so I banged up my back. I'm having a tough time walking.
Ooh.
Yeah. You never know it, though. Judging from my voice, I'm so excited to try sauces. But yeah, it hurts like hell. But such is life.
I have, it doesn't sound nearly as painful as what you have going on there, but I actually have a shoulder injury that is a recurring thing from when we were on that bicycle accident.
Oh, yeah.
Eric, that I caused.
That was a year ago now.
That was in June. That was last June.
Oh,
and,
wow.
I'm having a recurrence of an issue with it. I have like a bone protruding in my shoulder. Was I telling you guys this last week?
You were,
yeah. Did I say it on the podcast?
No, you did not.
Yeah, I've got like a bone protruding, and I'm trying to schedule an appointment to talk to my doctor about it, and the receptionist was going to be a little bit of a hard time. Like, wow, I don't know what she's going to do for you. I'm like, well, that's what I'm trying to find the fuck out, you know? Like, I'm not going to diagnose it and tell her what to do. So, but, so anything else good going on?
No, I mean, outside of a bunch of old guys griping about their aches and pains. I mean, we might switch the format up, go from weather to bitching about soreness.
Yeah, it was
achy bones.
I was talking about a guy I haven't seen in a couple of years I used to work with, and talking about getting old, and it's a bitch.
It's a bitch, that's for sure. No one's gonna disagree with you there.
But it's better than the alternative, as they say. So. Shit. I'm really trying to think of a good way to segue.
We're not as limber or as spry as perhaps this animal that we're about to...
Ooh. Wow. Go gadget. Stretch.
Well, with that lead in, Tori, you brought us the sauce this week, so why don't you go ahead and give us a little lead off what we're looking at.
Wow, yeah. So since we're talking so much, or at least E is, talking about
jumping from tree to tree?
Acrobatic and quite nimble humanoids. Let's talk about the sauce this evening, and that's going to be monkey butter from our friends. Well, they're not our friends. We don't know them.
They're not our friends.
They're not our friends. We don't know them, but I'm sure
we are fighting.
They seem like very nice young ladies. At
our friends.
At Batch LLC here in the Keystone State in Saxonburg, right up the dang street. So this is monkey butter from Batch LLC we have tonight, and we're excited for it.
How close is Saxonburg to Pittsburgh?
45 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to work with Northeast, yeah.
Northeast.
I think at 28, there's an exit on 28 somewhere.
Yeah, that's probably the most direct route to go from here.
Yeah.
I would think.
Cool. So there you go. I had the opportunity not long ago to go to a local store. It's called the Steel City Salt Shop. And apparently they have two stores, one of which in Millville, and I think the other one in the Strip, but that I'm not sure of. But I know that there's one in Millville.
Sounds like...
on Grant Street.
Okay. Sounds like a place I would love.
You would love it.
And a place Eric would hate.
I don't know if I'd hate it.
Flavor is far too enhanced.
It's all too salty. It's way
Sounds
too
bizarre.
far away from the land.
How could you have a whole store devoted just to salt? In fact, when Amy mentioned this actually at work, that you went...
And surprised you you referred to her by name instead of saying your coworker.
Your coworker.
My coworker.
I can learn sometimes. And I thought, I was like, oh, like bath salts? Like...
Yeah!
Bath salts. Millville, the Florida of Pittsburgh.
Bath salts.
Amy,
everyone's ripping each other's faces off like zombies.
Really,
that ties in with the monkeys. Monkeys love to rip each other's faces
off. They rip
that's
faces
right.
off constantly.
Now we found our segue.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, it's a neat little store on Grand Avenue, Steel City Salt Shop, and I had the opportunity to get this. This is of course is a local vendor. I guess the Steel City Salt Shop's nice enough to have a little stand with folks that are local within PA and little vendors. So these gals being one of them. There were some maple sauces that looked particularly good. I walked out of there with what they call a pinch jar of dill pickle salt.
A pinch jar?
Yeah, a pinch jar.
You just take a pinch of it?
Yeah, it almost looks like something you'd keep a nefarious substance, like maybe an illegal and illicit drug in.
I wouldn't know what that looks like.
No, I wouldn't know what that looks like either, but it looked like a little jar, maybe about 1.5 inches high, and with a real wide mouth on it,
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I guess the idea is you go in for a pinch or a pinch or two.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've seen them before where they're like a box shape, like a little pinch box. Like, and it has I think it's like a ceramic. I've seen it before with like a ceramic box and then a wooden lid that was set over top of it. And just kind of flip the lid up and take a pinch as you need and just close it back down.
Pinch.
I don't know.
This is all new to me. Interesting.
A little pinch. But they had any kind of salt you could imagine was in there. I was torn between malt vinegar salt or dill pickle salt. No, I went with dill pickle. But there was hot, like spicy salts and sweet salts. Imagine such a thing.
Sugar salt mixture.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Now, I know this is not a field that you particularly have any interest in, but were they all like sodium chloride, or did they have like alternative salts as well? Like
they did have alternative salts. Yeah, they had salt lamps. Believe that or not, big old salt discs, salt shot glasses. Believe that
made
or
of
not?
salt?
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds like something I could get down on.
Yeah, it was a little wild little store. I've never been in it before.
Neat.
I'm glad I got the opportunity to.
Because that's
cool.
That's one of those like no salt things. You know, sometimes like people with heart conditions can't have sodium, so they'll have like potassium chloride or something like that, and it has also like a salty type flavor, but it's not the sodium. But I think we've talked about this before on the show.
Actually, I think we have too.
Yeah, it sounds very familiar. So interesting.
But, yeah, they definitely had something along those lines.
Cool. Well, without further ado, Eric, do you want to go ahead and give us a little visual description of the outside of the container we're looking at today?
Here you go, E.
Sure. While you're taking a look at that, I think it bears mentioning, on the hunt for the website of this company to find this product, I managed to accidentally learn something on Google, which is apparently monkey butter is just a recipe for a thing. This isn't like their proprietary brand name or anything. This is just like a product that is called monkey butter, which I have never heard of before.
Yeah, me neither.
I've never heard of either.
Yeah, so interesting, but you're not going to have a whole lot to describe here. It's a home canned operation, but why don't you describe what you can see there on the label, at least, Eric?
So yeah, this is exactly that. A little home canning jar, and it's a 4-ounce jar, so it's got that, classic clear canning cylinder jar-like look to it, and then it has a nice big silver screw-on cap there, like I think it was the famous jars.
Mason jar balls.
Balls. Yeah, that's
Mason. Yeah, I think Mason jars encapsulates also the Ball brand. Like I would call those all Mason jars, and this is the smallest of those of that ilk.
Your balls.
Yep, a little 4-ounce one, and then it has this really neat little sticker that's neat die cut to it. It has 2 arms that come out on either side of like a circular disc that takes up the entire top of the lid. That would normally be like the button to press down on. It fills that completely with their description of what it is and what it contains in the ingredients. And then on either side, it says the company name. In this case, it's called Batch. And then it has a little batch number on here, Batch 784. And then it says, their address.
Why don't you give them a shout out, Eric?
230 West Main Street, Saxonburg, PA. And they got a phone number here that's been totally destroyed by Adam. Maybe it's visible on this side.
It's always your fault, Jagoff.
Open the jar and ruin the phone number.
You are canceled.
Maybe you'll have to get it off the Instagram pictures to...
We don't need to give them their phone number.
If you want to contact these people,
I don't want
let
people
them know
in like Arkansas fucking calling these people up and asking if they'll ship it out there or something.
Yeah, we follow them. So if you really want to see what they're about, look at our followers on Instagram. They're listed there.
I think most people who listen to our show would rather go online and Google search a company's name than call them anyways. So at least I know I would.
It says, please refrigerate.
I call people all day.
I don't like calling people. Maybe that's like borderline Asperger's that I have. I just don't like making phone calls. But
and then the label itself is like a real, it's a type of blue, like a gray blue, I would say.
What does it say on the label? Did you read any of the stuff on the label?
It says
ingredients.
It says it has the ingredients. And it says monkey butter.
Right. Okay, I see.
I mean, it does say oatmeal, ice cream, peanut butter sandwiches, or eat with a spoon. Monkey butter.
They've got some good production value. The lids. So one thing that struck at me was that for like a home canning operation type deal, they're using a 1-piece lid, which I find to be like borderline more professional than using the 2-piece lid like I use when I can shit. And they also have a little barcode on the bottom. So it seems like home canning-esque, but also like production line level. Like they're not doing this by hand, I don't think. Like I don't, and it's kind of hard to say. Like is this? It's hard to say. But this label does look like it actually has pen written on it.
Yeah.
I don't think that's
penned in
printed.
Number.
Yeah, that is actually like penned in, so that's interesting. Kind of cool. But as far as the actual sauce itself, if that's what we're calling this, I don't know, what would you call this? A sauce? A jam or something? I don't know.
I think a spread. I think he nailed it right off the bat. I think a spread is perfect.
Okay, yeah. It looks vile. I will say that. When you open it up, it looks disturbing. It's got, spoiler alert for the ingredients, it's got a variety of like fruits blended up in it. And I'm going to kind of look more at the lid because it's a little bit easier to detect what the lumps are on top of the white lid than it is in the actual jar itself. But the one thing I'll say is that it is a quite transparent, light yellowish, slightly orangish sauce. It's got some medium-sized, mostly clear chunks in it that have some substance to them. It's got some darker reddish colored flecks in it, and it's also got like little stringy things in it, like little, almost look like veins in it. It's got like little red stringers in it that are kind of strange looking. But other than that, it's runnier than I expected. I was expecting something more along the lines of like a butter consistency, where it was like, I was expecting something that would pass the Blizzard test. This would not, I guess, is the shortest way to put it.
Oh, absolutely no Blizzard test.
Yeah, this would fail immediately.
Yeah.
It's quite runny.
Quite runny.
It's also very sticky. It's clearly got very high sugar content in it. Yeah, other than that, there's not... it's weird looking. I would say it's kind of similar in some ways to, like, if you were to water down and, like, desaturate the color on, like, an apricot jam, maybe. It's kind of got like similar style of chunks, but that would be more orange, and the chunks would be more orange as well.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, quite interesting. Like I said, I've never heard of anything even remotely like this before. I just learned today about it for the first time, and also learned that it's apparently a thing outside of this company. So kind of cool.
Yeah. So I guess that would imply that there's certainly different variations.
I think so. I think that there is, like, all the recipes I found, just quickly searching through Google, all seemed vaguely the same. So I imagine it probably varies slightly, but the result is pretty much this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. But without any further ado, why don't we get on to the initial tasting notes? Tori, would you like to lead us off with that?
Yeah, sure. Have you guys ever had white grape juice?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, personally, I love that shit. And I thought that smelled a lot like a big glass of ice cold white grape juice.
Okay.
Just had that sweetness to it, you know, like I don't want to say freshness, because that sort of implies an acidity, and that wasn't there. But yeah, I mean, just like a nice,
you're spot on.
a nice sweetness. Yeah, and that's a good smell. And yeah, so the taste was right in lockstep with that. I think it was, I don't know, this may or may not be wrong, and I've looked at that jar a million times since I bought it last weekend, but it's sort of grapey. Maybe that's the texture I'm getting. Maybe that's those little veiny stringers you mentioned. I don't know.
You could be onto something there.
But yeah, I mean, in line with that white grape juice smell, it's sort of grapey. I'll be damned if it's not grapey. It's certainly, I think it's called monkey butter, duh, for an obvious reason. The bananas are very prevalent.
There's bananas?
I would have to think.
Okay, yeah, yeah, sure. You're probably right. I didn't detect any banana.
I didn't detect the banana either.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't get any banana. I mean, it's news to me.
There was.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't know.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, that would be my guess. I mean, I got it. The name to me is sort of hand in hand type logic there. But yeah, so yeah, it was dang good. We had it on what would maybe sourdough bread, maybe.
It was a homemade loaf of bread.
Just a homemade.
Okay.
Was made by our friend from episode 10, Colleen. She made this bread. I thought it was delightful. It tasted like a sourdough bread to me. You had it in your freezer.
Fridge.
It's been in there for... Oh, you had it in your fridge?
Yes.
It's been in there for 8 weeks now, way past its date. And you toasted it up for us, a nice light golden brown like I like on my toast. It was a dense, chewy bread, but not like overly thick or anything. I thought it was quite pleasant.
And it's your classic, like white bread too. So it's very. It doesn't. I don't think. I didn't detect really any sour notes on it personally. I just thought it was like a classic.
I did.
White.
I think that would make a stunning grilled cheese sandwich. So
I bet it would too. I'm looking forward to my next loaf I'm going to get.
Yeah, I thought it was quite good. Making bread can be tricky.
Yes,
I will say.
Very.
Yeah, a little tricky sometimes.
Never attempted it.
I do the sweet breads. They're easy.
Yeah, those are easy. Those aren't like quote unquote breads.
No, they're cake.
I've tried making like some just like loaf bread. The part of the problem is that like a lot of those like fancy bread recipes are like a 24-hour recipe, you know?
Whoa.
So it's not exactly an impulse on the moment type thing. You
gotta hover and F with it for 24 hours?
No, it involves a lot of like kneading, proofing. You put it in the fridge and cover it with a wet rag. You put it in a warm place. Yeah, I don't fucking know, dude. I don't do this shit. But I know it requires more effort than I was interested in for something I can buy at the grocery store for $2. So it's my perspective. But
fair, reasonable.
Colleen made hers totally preservative free, which is, you know, something of a feat. So that's nice.
Yeah.
Right.
And like I said, I thought it was quite delightful.
I'd agree.
Good bread.
Darn good.
You gonna share your tasting notes with us, Eric?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure, I'd be happy to. I wasn't sure if you were done with all your tasting notes there, Adam, or not.
I didn't even start on my tasting notes.
Oh, well, you started it. No, didn't you?
I was talking about the bread.
I guess,
The bread was good. You started talking about the bread, and I said the bread was good. I wanted to give some shout out to Colleen since she made us the bread.
Yeah, so it was very nice of her. My thoughts. I thought it was definitely sweet. I, like Adam, was expecting it to be...
Did you say you like me?
like.
You've never said that.
I've never will say no.
Eric, I'm crying.
I'll never publicly let you know that. I didn't want you to cry. That's all, honey. But yeah, I expect it to be more like a butter consistency for sure. Something that could be like, pass the blizzard test with ease, absolutely. And that's not what we're getting. Upon opening it up, it was like a jam or a jelly, and
very loose jelly,
a thin one at that, right?
The thin one, right? And my initial tasting notes, I hit
it's been having
apple.
some problems with the runs, similar to another host of the podcast has been having lately.
It's been a little bit of a rough week. Rough beginning of the week. I detected apple and I detected a hint of banana, but again, I wasn't sure if it was just because I knew in the ingredients that there was banana, and I actually thought I could see a little bit like those tendrils, like veins of like the center of a banana inside it.
I did see the tendrils.
Yeah. So that kind of was giving it away, and then what was the other thing I tasted? Oh, well, there was little chewy bits in there, and if you chew on them,
which of course he did. Of
course, I'm doing that.
Old tight teeth over here, chewing away.
I got that
the master masticator, as we call him.
Artificial coconut sort of like vibe from the little
the texture.
It's in there. The texture,
really.
That artificial coconut. So,
is that such a thing? They have artificial coconut?
Yeah, that horrible, like, waxy plastic stuff that people love.
Isn't that just pre-shredded coconut?
It is supposed to be shredded. It's shredded. It's shredded. I think they call it artificial, don't they?
Dude, I have no clue.
I thought it was real coconut, dude.
Huh.
You tell me that's fake? That white shit? I don't like that white shit. Like, I'll tolerate it, but it's not my favorite.
Like on a coconut crawler.
Coconut flavored, but it's something else, I think. A lot of times it is artificial. They make artificial coconut.
That's going to be a fact check.
I'm
going to stick to my guns on that one and say they do, but I could be wrong.
That'll be a fact check.
That'll be a fun fact check for later, yeah.
Write that one down, boys.
Noted. Okay. Those were my tasting notes. It was, definitely sweet and acidic-y a little bit. Like, they had definitely like a little bit of an acid bite to it. And it was pleasant. It was good on the bread. I don't know. Adam?
Yeah, those were my thoughts kind of too. The main thing for me was I got a lot of that, like you said, kind of like tanginess and zestiness out of it. I got something which I don't think either one of you mentioned. I thought I was tasting some pineapple in there. And I actually am suspicious that that's what those chunks are that you were chewing on.
Yeah,
honey.
You know what?
I just took a little lick again. I think I detect a little bit of a honey finish taste or aftertaste.
It is sweet. I think I agree with you on the apples. I definitely think that's fair. That could be some of the clear chunks in there. I think the chewier chunks were pineapple. I didn't get any banana. I still didn't get it. I definitely got the white grape that you mentioned. I don't know if there's grapes in it or not, but I 100% got that. But yeah, I thought it was actually really delightful. I mentioned earlier apricot jelly, which I'm a huge fan of. One of my favorite jellies.
Yes.
And I felt that this had kind of a similar place. I wouldn't say it was exactly the same tasting, but it could occupy a lot of the same like palate space, I guess. I really enjoyed it on the bread. I didn't think I was going to like this. I put it on kind of sparingly, and I kind of wish I had put it on less sparingly. Although I think for the sake of Tori's bank account, it probably was nice of me to spare some. But I did find it quite delightful. The texture and the colors and stuff were kind of a little bit weird. I would also try this on ice cream. I know they said on the top there, they suggested you could put this in oatmeal, ice cream, peanut butter sandwiches, or eat with a spoon, and I think it would be nauseating to eat with a spoon. It's quite sweet. I don't know if I would need it on oatmeal. I think it might get kind of washed out on oatmeal. The ice cream, like a vanilla ice cream, I think would be good. A peanut butter sandwich, peanut butter and jelly with this being the jelly, I think would be pretty good. But
I can see that working.
Yeah, overall, pretty darn good. Kind of surprising to me. But why don't you tell listeners, Tori, for the sake of curiosity, what did you pay for this little 4-ounce jar?
Oh boy, I'm so glad you asked. I was in the store. And I was spending money like a sailor as it was, so just let it rip.
Is that a phrase?
Like a drunk sailor.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah. And yeah, it was $9, dude.
All right. So that's a pretty hefty price tag. Now I'm curious because I found it online for like
more than double though.
Yeah, it looks like ratio. I want to say it was like an 8-ounce jar that they had for like $9.50 or something like that. So there must be a pretty hefty markup going on in that Salt Co. or whatever.
I bet it's
something like they're probably taking like 50% of the profit to throw it in their store, so probably they had to mark it up to twice what it normally costs to get their normal margins on it.
Yeah.
Maybe some shenaniganery like that, who knows. So, although I can't imagine this is taking up a whole lot of shelf space. Were there other products from Batch in there as well?
Yeah, there was a couple of other different jars, yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Well, they have a little bit of a website presence that I was able to find. Not a whole lot.
How many other local vendors were there in this salt store?
There was a handful. There was a particular corner that was dedicated to vendors in and around Pennsylvania, or maybe even tri-state area. I don't know.
Okay.
But there, I would say, maybe a good handful, at least 3 or 4. For sure.
Cool.
There was a maple syrup. They had a hot honey that was also there, which, not to say I didn't want to buy the monkey butter. That was, I think, one of the most interesting names, at least there. But there was a hot honey variant. Of course, we already did. There was a maple, all these different takeoffs on maple syrup, which we just sort of did with the peanut butter, But yeah, they had a handful of vendors that were in and around. I mean, and the store itself was just charming as hell. They had stacks of the maps of Millville. So if you wanted to shop locally, they could provide you with a map, and if you're interested in whatever, a haircut or a beer or heck, I mean, a tattoo, a thing of salt, whatever, there's the map in the descriptions, which
I only purchase items from China. Thank you very much.
Yeah, has to be shipped over here.
Ship it on a boat.
Using fossil fuels.
Apparently, this batch place must be some sort of restaurant because they have a menu. Their menu for the week of April 12th to April 16th. For Tuesday, they've got a chicken corn chowder, olive oil beads. It's weird. Wednesday is carb day.
Olive oil breads, you dope.
Oh, I can't read it from this weird angle.
Oh, yeah,
and try to look into my mic.
Okay.
I can't. I'm looking at it angle. It still looks like beads to me from here. That does say carb day, right? I'm not misreading that. There's stuffed rolls.
ARB.
Focaccia. They've got olive oil beads. Thursday is garden veggie day. We don't mess around with our veggie soups. Loaded with every veggie you can think of and cooked just right. Sounds like something Eric would like.
I could never see or hear a vegetable soup ever again in my life, and I would be better off.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you.
I hate vegetable soup.
That is one of my
love vegetables. Hate vegetable soup.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't have any. I'm not like that big of a soup guy to begin with, and a vegetable soup to me is particularly uninspiring.
I'm so
so opposite
soup.
you guys. It's hilarious. Yeah, I love soup and I love vegetables and I like vegetable soup.
You love throwing every rotten thing you have into a soup.
Sure.
Because then it's fresh again. You
like them bananas you got in the fridge. What's going on with them boys?
He's going to make them into monkey butter.
Or monkey butter.
Monkey butt.
Monkey butt.
Monkey butt. Yes, seems like they've got a daily and weekly menu, so that's kind of interesting. They do also have a shopping page, which doesn't seem to be super well put together. Oh, we've got all products. They've got a gift box mailer for $30. Fuck's sake, Jesus Christ! Just give them cash at that point. Can you imagine if someone said to you, I got you a gift box mailer? Now, hold on. Let's click on this. Is there stuff already in it? Because that would track.
It's full of stuff,
Yeah, if it's full of stuff, then that's acceptable. But if it's just a box, there's got to be stuff in it.
Yeah,
choose from 3. Choose any 3. Okay. All right, that's acceptable.
You're shitting on them.
I'm going to continue shitting on them.
You're gritting.
They've got a gift certificate. It's just a piece of paper. Just a piece of paper printed off. Well, that's what it's showing. I shouldn't say. I don't know if that's actually what they have, but that's what it's showing here. But more importantly, let's get to the actual products they have, of which there seems to be
a few.
Well, hold on a second. This is showing most popular. This can't be right because it's only showing a couple. There's no next page, and it's not showing the monkey butter that we have here. It's showing...
It's all small batch stuff. So.
Black balloon bourbon jam, raspberry almond, garlic and hot pepper jam, and strawberry mojito. Oh, and a
garlic
jam.
And hot pepper jam sounds like that is what's up.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I've had things like those before, and they just are weird to me.
How about watermelon jam? Ever have that?
Nope.
This is a joke.
That's good as hell.
Sounds good, though.
Yeah, it's for real.
Watermelon jam?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
It's not just a Stardew Valley thing. It's real.
I have not heard of that nor seen that. What color is it? Green or red?
Pink.
It sounds like something I would be willing to try.
It's good. It's cool. It's refreshing.
Okay. What do you put it on?
Cracker.
Huh.
Bomb.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, without further ado, it's time for Eric's favorite segment of the show, the ingredients.
Ooh, nice and easy. You can read them.
Oh, yeah, super easy. Probably if you go to the Instagram page, you'll be able to read these no problem.
Yeah.
From the picture.
You can read them word for word. U and E in stereo.
Oh, wow. I don't think anyone wants to do that.
I do.
Ingredients contain, or the ingredients consist of
good luck.
Bananas, pineapple, sugar, coconut, lemon juice, spiced rum, and pectin.
Well, that's interesting. The spiced rum, I wonder if that maybe has something to do with grapefruit juice. Because I think you're talking about, I don't know if you're talking about, I'm familiar with where I grew up, we had a lot of wineries. in Northeast Ohio. And that was like when I was a kid, all the adults go out and get a bottle of wine, you're stuck with the grape juice. So you'd get like winery grape juice, which is always some pretty good shit. We get the white or the red were your choices, but it was like made from actual like wine grapes, so it was kind of pretty good. I know that I do think that there was like some tiny percentage of alcohol in it, but that's kind of what this reminds me of, like a particularly fresh white grape juice smell, which I wonder if that has something to do with the rum in it. I don't know. Not a lot of ingredients there, though, which I think is interesting. There was a pineapple. Let's see, banana, pineapple,
coconut,
sugar, coconut.
Real coconut, not fake coconut.
Not artificial coconut.
Not artificial coconut. Spiced rum and pectin.
After Christmas, they take all the artificial snow and bag it up and sell it to grocery stores for coconut.
They flavor it first, and then they bag it and sell it.
I'm confident that's not true. That can't be right.
Sounds good to me.
I do think it's interesting this has pectin in it because it's so loose and runny already.
Yeah.
The fact that it has pectin... What are you doing, Eric?
What? You can keep going.
You're already not paying any attention. You're already like...
You're talking about the pectin inside of this, and you're saying there's not enough of it in there because it's too runny.
What are you doing, Eric? What are you doing?
Now I'm just staring at you.
Are you looking up... Eric has just pulled his phone out. A strange anomaly, him using the internet. He looks out of place.
He's surfing memes.
I was just curious.
Are you looking up the artificial coconut stuff?
Yeah.
He's looking at Harambe memes.
Yep. All right.
What does it say?
Yeah, it's. I'm justified.
Confirmed.
Confirmed. There's artificial coconut flakes. Fake coconut flakes is faux sweet topping.
Let me see the
fake
picture.
Food making.
Let me see the picture. I'm not saying that it's not a thing that could possibly exist. I'm saying that's not like the standard.
Is that what you get on a coconut crawler?
It's like a recipe,
donuts?
Eric. The standard coconut shavings you buy are not fake coconut. They're not.
There's a Google page of it. It exists.
Yeah. I did the most cursory of Google searches. We took you 4 weeks to finally figure out what the actual measurements were on a jigger. I'm not going to trust you. First thing on Google that you're looking at for a recipe.
Done. Cash it in. Count it.
Because there are people who are allergic to coconut, and they may want to make coconut flakes.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, they are just like, they're like fake, they're like faux for... Like I said, for like decoration purposes, but
yes, if
actual eating,
if you take any combination of words, it's not like Google's going to come back and say, "Oh, that's not a thing." That's not going to happen. Any combination of words you put into Google will yield some result.
It doesn't exist,
which is a part of the problem in like our modern society. People are like, "Do your own research." I found this information. It's like doing a Google search and doing your own interpretation of the top result is not research.
That is very true.
Well, that's what you just did.
Well, it's because you like...
Look at him! I was justified, and I'm putting my phone back in my pocket before we can do any more questioning of this.
Right, yeah. I mean, I wasn't trying to bring it up on here.
It is possible to make
You're the one who constantly has to push the issue. So you pushed it, and it was like, okay, yeah, it looks like the very top of Google search is like fake coconut flakes.
That's not
faux
what
coconut
you
flakes
said.
using, some sort of...
No, you're saying that all coconut you buy, like pre-shredded in the bag, is made out of like paper that's flavored.
There was. I thought there was.
Eric,
maybe I'm wrong. It looks like I'm wrong.
Why do you do this stuff when we have the show? You're full of human horse dog shit.
Come on.
Coming from the source right there. I mean, he is the source of the human dog horse shit.
This is like last week when you were saying that I was the bizarre one.
Oh my god, you are so crazy. Yeah, we were having a perfectly fine like show. We're going. You're talking about the pectin. You're trying to come up with something more about this monkey butter. And then, oh God, Eric, my ADD can't handle you holding a phone.
You pulled your phone out.
You're holding a phone.
Most people, when they don't do something, they just do it like down here. You're like, excuse me, hold it in front of you. Pull out your reading glasses from the side table, and you do the mom look.
I
where
took
you
my
look down
boomer
the
stance.
Bottom of your bifocals with both your arms gangled out like this to tap on your phone. Is Adam wrong? You're the most like obnoxious like center of attention way about doing it.
Is Adam wrong? .biz
LLC.
Yeah, I need to start my own website for that, right?
Look, right here, Adam. It says Google gave me a hit for Adam Ruins Everything. That means you do. That's a thing, Adam.
It's definitely a thing.
Have you guys ever seen that show before, Adam Ruins Everything?
I've seen enough of it to know.
Never even heard of it.
People have said that I look like Adam Conover before, which I think is like in the ballpark. Like I get it's like, yes, we both have blonde hair and the same style of glasses.
Yeah, like you be cousins. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, okay, I kind of see where you're coming from, but Not particularly, but what else do you have to say for yourself, Eric?
Wow.
You do use your phone like a boomer.
Sure. Okay.
There's
no doubt about it. That sounds right. I mean, I don't use it to look up memes or anything like that.
I don't even know what a meme is.
I struggle for, group text messages or realizing I'm replying back to a group text message. I've done that before. Like,
you struggle with texting girls. We know that.
Oh, dear.
Epic fail there. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I guess I can't deny it. Sure.
You are a boomer trapped in a millennial body. We've said this before many times.
I don't even know if we're considered a millennial. Are we?
Absolutely.
Our age group?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Amy is considered a millennial. She's like the first year of millennials.
Of millennials.
Yeah, the first or second year, I think.
She argues hard against that, too. But, okay.
She's not totally. I mean, if you're like in that crowd, I mean, it's all just a fucking artificial, labeling thing anyway. It doesn't really mean anything. It's not like you are actually like fundamentally, it's not like your DNA changes based on your generation. So,
I mean, if you're going far enough from one, anyways.
Oh shit, technicality. Is Adam wrong? .biz.
Go millions.
Is his blood pressure going up? .org.
That is a fact. Yes.
That's the big green check mark on your computer screen.
My blood pressure has never actually gone down. It's just been progressively going up since I was born.
Wow.
I'm at like 225 over
critical mass
180 right now. So
especially when he has to come over here and deal with us.
Just mainly you.
Mainly you. Yeah. It is mainly me.
Mainly you.
I mean, so you're saying that you tasted the spiced rum in this? No.
I thought I smelled like that alcohol scent or something like that. That would track with that.
Because you're trying to draw parallels to, your juice drinking days, grape juice drinking days, apparently.
I still drink juice.
I love grape juice, dude. I'll put a hammer in on grape juice.
Surprising. I don't ever really buy juice.
Yeah.
That green machine we bought a few weeks ago was
good.
The closest thing to juice, and then I actually went and bought the strawberry version of that naked. Strawberry banana. Because I thought, that sounded neat. And
how can I be relatable to my cool friends?
Didn't really care for it, so.
How can I act like we're hip?
So I'm done with I'm done with the naked juice drink things. I don't know. Yeah,
that's probably why you're shitting like a duck, all that fiber.
From the strawberry banana?
Yeah.
Perhaps.
I'll tell you what. I started taking some fiber pills, and I do think they had me loosened up like a goose. I'm liking it.
Like any waterfowl, really.
Well, no, because like fiber can be good too. Like it can keep you from being constipated. So keep me from being constipated and keep you from having the runs. Maybe you need more fiber. Have you considered that?
Maybe. That's certainly a possibility.
Interesting. Let's talk more about
as much as I like eating popcorn. I think that's quite fibrous, but.
I don't think popcorn is a good source of. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't have fiber in it, but I don't think that's like an ideal source of fiber for humans.
I don't know, man. It is like roughage.
It is like roughage, but that's what I'm saying. Like, there's different types of fiber, too. There's soluble fiber and insoluble fiber. So what I'm saying is maybe he needs, like, the soluble fiber. I don't know. Popcorn kernels are all like the insoluble fiber.
Right. Yeah, I can't break it down.
And it's just, other than that, it's just like pure carbohydrates and grease, which is certainly not going to help with your runs. So.
And a little bit of salt.
Very little bit.
Oh!
I control that.
Yeah, loosely. He's got that. What is that stuff called again?
The
salt cal or whatever. Calzone.
Flavor cal.
That's
flavor
it.
Cal,
yeah, that orange stuff. That's good.
Flavor calories, yeah.
Speaking of which, I'm going to go home and put some dill pickle salt
I was going to say, throw
popcorn. That sounds real good.
Nice.
Pinch box of Flavor Cal on there.
It actually does sound good.
It does actually. Yeah, I mean, when you first said that, I assumed you had meant salt for canning to make dill pickles, not dill pickle flavored salt. Because there is such a thing as like canning salt.
For sure.
So that's what I thought you were referring to. But that makes more sense. It's flavored like dill pickles. That is interesting.
You would love it, man.
I like those dill pickle chips. Those are really good, so.
Yeah. I mean, it's right on. Yeah.
Huh.
Kind of be in that same vein.
Delicious.
Well, without further ado, it's time for the ratings portion of the show. We've been talking about the runs a lot, and we've been really running late on the show. So
Charmingly.
Let's get on to the fucking ratings. Goddammit. Tori, do you want to go first?
Sure, I'll go first. Yeah, I mean, I know the price isn't a function of the sauce, and I don't think the price is necessarily even Batch's fault.
No, it's not.
In this particular instance. So, I mean, legend has it that I might be a cheapskate, and that may be true. And, I saw the sauce and I fell in love with it. So, boy, it was dang good. And my only strike against it personally would be the price, which I can't pin to Batch LLC. I mean, I think $3-4 like that. I think the store marking that up for space in their store. I mean, how everyone got to make a buck. I get it.
Here's what I'm looking at. Here's a jar I just found online. Factor this into your review as you will. Here's a substantially larger jar. It appears to be. It appears
it's 8
to
ounces.
be.
Says it.
It's 8 ounces. Okay, I can't see that from here. But so twice what you got there for what, slightly less than you paid at $9.39.
Yeah.
So I do think that like that's probably the store you found it at marking it up. So I would say adjudicate them based on this costing like half as much as it actually should.
Yeah. Damn.
I'm assuming there might be a markup from this Pennsylvania macaroni code too.
Macaroni. Yeah, I mean, they do so much more volume, PenMac does, than a little salt store in Millville.
I'm not familiar with PenMac.
No, PenMac. That's an outfit. Yeah, that's
As in Pennsylvania Macaroni Co. is PenMac. People call it PenMac.
Yeah.
I've never heard that before in my life. Somehow.
Oh, okay.
We should call up Batch and see what they actually charge us in their store, because I would be curious to see. They didn't seem to have it listed on their website, so.
Boy. So.
I think you should take it back and get a refund half empty. You chipped me, goddammit.
Oh, man. So, boy, I've been wavering. I'm just going to spit it out. I'm going to give the ladies from Batch a 10 and their monkey butter a 10. I thought it was good. I liked it. It was going to be at 9. I was going to have the poetic 9 for $9, and you were just $1 away and a point short, and really hammer it and really twist the knife. But since seeing it on PenMac, I mean, and I get it, it's a volume game. PenMac's selling a hell of a lot more macaroni than these guys are selling salt. So it makes sense that the markup would be along the line of 50%. I get it. Everyone got to make a buck, but that's not the sauce's fault. So with that being said, it's gonna be 10.
So you said a 10 already.
I was trying to think of another language for 10, and I totally blanked.
Oh.
The ace.
The ace, yeah.
Cool. So I think for me, it looks weird. I was concerned about it. It was delightful on toast. I probably could have put a little bit more on. The only problem I had was it was quite sweet. It was a little sweeter than I needed on just toast on its own. I think I would have preferred if I would have had it with a little bit something more contrast, like something with some creaminess, like some. I'm allowed to say that word, creaminess, like some vanilla ice cream.
From last week. Oh, okay.
Never mind.
Oh boy, never mind.
The controversy continues.
I was going to go back into the bush like Homer Simpson. Don't mind me.
The cream controversy of 2022. I would like to try it on something creamier, like some ice cream. I would like to maybe try it against a peanut butter. I think that might be pretty good. For the cost, I could get some apricot jam and probably like it better, to be quite honest. It was good. It was new. I was interested to find out about it. It was a cool thing for us to try. That being said, I think I'm going to have to come in at like a 7.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it was quite good, but I definitely think like, even if it was half this much, like you're still paying over $1 an ounce, which is steep.
Yeah.
You know, it's above it's above the honey ratio, so that's pretty damn steep for something that is considerably cheaper than honey to manufacture. You know what I mean? Like what are bananas, you know?
Yeah, right.
So, and that's the primary ingredient. So I think they're making a healthy profit on this. So that's one minor little ding. And it was pretty good, but like I said, I feel like I could, replicate something that I like better, like apricot jelly, pretty easily. And it's a little bit sweet. I would have preferred if it was like more on the tart, tangy than the sweetness as much. That was my only complaint about it. It was quite good though. I would have more if it wasn't so costly. What about you, E?
Yeah, I'm in the same line of thinking. I think it'd be really, I wonder where this came about. What's the history of monkey butter? Obviously,
I think you're right. I mean, I don't know which one you said it, but I mean, it's got fucking tropical fruits and bananas in it. What else are you gonna call it?
And a bit of spiced rum.
Rainforest butter? I don't know.
Right. So someone, came up with the idea of putting these fruits together, putting them in a food processor, hitting the blend a couple times, and adding some pectin and canning it, I guess, essentially, or just making it fresh in their Rainforest Cafe or wherever that maybe originated from, and
okay.
Rainforest Cafe's a thing.
I don't think they're serving this.
But they might. I don't know. Anyways, so
I think a Rainforest Cafe should serve actual monkey on the menu. That would be interesting.
That'd be wild.
Would you eat a monkey, Tori?
Probably not, no.
What about you, Eric?
Sure.
I feel like I would definitely try a monkey. As long as I was confident that I couldn't get some disease from it, I would definitely try a monkey.
Just like iguana. I'd like to try iguana someday.
I guess I would try iguana.
You didn't jump on that. I'm surprised.
Iguana.
Iguana.
Yeah, you're fucking weird. We know. You get mad at me when I call out how weird you are, so.
That was funny, though. All right. Anyways,
I'm glad you congratulated yourself on your own joke.
You think you're funny.
That sure was clever of me.
You think you're real funny, don't you?
I meant before I thought it was funny the first time. Anyways, I'm going to give it an 8. Yeah, it's sweet. It's tasty. I don't not like it. I think it's something that I could produce, again, like Adam said, produce it ourselves, buy the ingredients, put it in the fridge, keep it fresh for 7 days, and discard afterwards, or use it up, hopefully. That'd be the goal.
I think you could, for the price you paid, I think you could make a batch of this that would be like, 2 gallons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not 2 gallons, but I think you can make a substantial amount of it. I'm not saying you did bad.
I was wavering between a 9 and a 10, honest to goodness.
It was still a fun show. I mean, the flavor alone, if you're feeling it and you give it a 10, there's no reason not to give it a 10.
Yeah, on a novelties, standpoint, I almost wanted to give it a 10.
Yeah.
Because it is just so so foreign, so new.
Yeah.
But apparently online it's not really that new, I guess. This is a recipe that people have been making, so.
I don't know why we keep using the word monkey in food, though. That's the weird thing. Like, when I think of, I would try monkey to eat it, but on the other hand, I don't really think of something called monkey as being, mouth-watering,
Yeah.
They've got monkey butter, they've got monkey bread. I know there's other things with monkey. It's like, why? Like you said, you could have just called this tropical jam, and it would have been, I think, even more apt and would have sounded better to me than monkey butter.
Yeah.
Right.
Seems strange. Monkey butter sounds like something they would scratch out of their ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't view monkeys as being clean animals, so it's kind of like if there's butter coming off of them somewhere, I don't want to eat it. That's all I'm saying.
Totally reasonable.
Yeah.
Totally reasonable.
What was that episode we were talking about? Squeegeeing someone's dad down for sauce or something? You remember that?
Oh, I do remember.
I remember some squeegee, yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about squeegeeing. Yeah, that was with Allie. Because I was talking about squeegeeing my dad off or something like that, and he's like, what do you mean by squeegeeing? I mean, scraping him down, Allie. Jesus Christ. What the fuck are you thinking of? Because we were talking
squeegee with E.
We were talking about Daddy's brown sauce, and I said it tastes like something you'd squeegee off of Daddy, and he's like, what do you mean squeegeeing off of Daddy? No, I like that, Allie, you sick fuck. I hope he still listens so he can hear me calling him a sick fuck. But we should get him back on the show. He was fun.
Yeah, he was fun.
But I that's what I think of when I think of monkey butter, which is not a pleasant mental imagery. So, like I said, call it tropical jam. I don't know. Maybe they can't charge, $3 an ounce for it if they do that. So,
and I almost wonder. Well, I mean, before I tried this sauce and before I saw it sloshing around in the container, my initial thought of monkey butter was actually like a butter that. Well, all right. So to be fair, I did see a picture of the label, so I knew there was ingredients already inside this that were like, okay, coconut, banana. From the Tori had given us a little picture of what was coming up, right? So I thought they took those flavors and they had dried banana chips and obviously dried out coconut and whatnot, and blended or powdered, ground that down, and mixed them into a melted butter, then re-solidified that. So when you actually spread butter, you'd get tropical notes in it.
Okay.
I thought that's what I was coming into, and then her being so I was expecting something much more savory and buttery with fruit notes. Wow. And this is just one tone, sweet, slap you in your face jelly.
I was expecting apple
He just whipped out a recipes right now.
Did.
That's true, he did. A very strange one. I was expecting more like an apple butter, to be honest. That's what I was kind of thinking of. Something that you would spread and have that consistency.
Okay.
And be like an even puree, sweet, but also be made of butter / have butter consistency. That's what I was expecting. This was not bad, but like I said, this is just jam.
It's not far from apple butter, jam. Though. I mean, apple butter is still pretty much just like an apple jam, really.
Yeah, but it's much more pureed, though.
Well, true.
You know what I mean? It's blended. It's a very homogenous thing.
Well, even the one that picture that you had of that larger jar of it looked more homogenized, looked more like one tone to it, where this is lumpy kind of clumps to it.
I wonder if that was just the lighting or something, though.
I don't know.
I'm assuming they're exactly the same. They have to be exactly the same thing.
It's from the same company batch, so yeah, I'd imagine.
Weird. Well, I think it was an interesting one. Bizarre, but I am happy. We are going on to more interesting sauces, and we are on to lately a sweet kick, which is also kind of fun.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So we'll try some more sweet sauces than we have traditionally, which is another thing that Eric did say on the show, which is that the easiest way to get a 10 out of him was to do a sweet sauce.
That is true. I know. I was debating giving it a 10. Which
is funny because the last time we were talking about a sweet sauce, if we were talking about the peanut butter maple sauce that I brought,
it wasn't as sweet as I expected.
No.
No, you said it was too sweet for you last time. You said it was too sweet.
The maple peanut butter Kodiak?
Yeah, you said it was too sweet.
I don't remember saying that.
We're going to fact check this.
Yeah, you can check that one too. You'll probably be able to pull up my exact quote and play it back for the listeners.
You said it was sweet. You said it was too sweet. You said you would have rated it higher, but it was too sweet. And then I said that, oh, Eric, you're full of shit. You know, before you said that you wanted things sweeter, and now you're saying this is too sweet, blah, 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 something like that.
I remember you going off on me about that sweetness, but I thought it was weird because I don't remember saying that it was too sweet. In fact, I thought the opposite. I thought I wanted more maple flavor in that. Anyways.
Maybe you did say it wasn't sweet enough. Maybe I went off on you for that. I know because you've said before weird things about sweetness. I know you've said simultaneously both before. I could be totally wrong in this, but I know before you have said that things were simultaneously not sweet enough and also too sweet and also too salty and not salty enough.
And I'm not going to say that I haven't because, yeah, sometimes for certain things I might have in my mind, I just want it at a certain level and it's just not hitting there. So, I'm not going to say that I'm not crazy enough to say contradicting things either.
We'll see if I'm feeling the effort. It's going to be a busy weekend for me because Easter's coming up. I have to do some traveling to see my family. I mean, I'm happy to see my family. I'm not going to say I have to travel, but I've also got a whole variety of other chores and stuff I have to do and work. So it's going to be a very busy, weary weekend for me. So we'll see if I have the effort to go back and fact check the Kodiak episode or not.
You could even delegate it to someone. How about that?
While you're driving, while you're doing your traveling, you can do fact checking.
Yeah, but I have to have like a notebook to write down the times and stuff.
I could do it.
Wow.
Yeah, I can check the Kodiak one.
Sure, check the Kodiak one, Eric. See if you're... What did I say you were earlier? I said you said it was not sweet enough.
Not sweet enough.
Yeah, sure, fact check.
And I don't remember saying that, but maybe I did.
We'll slap me if I'm wrong this time. There'll be a turnaround. Turnaround's fair play. That will be fun.
Wow.
That'll be fair, at least.
It'll be easy axe to grind.
Fun. I mean, I take no pleasure in...
Yes, you do. Don't be ridiculous.
Grind.
Well, that's going to do it for us this week on the Monkey Butter from Batchco. An interesting choice by Tori. And with all that being said, Eric, do you have any closing thoughts you'd like to share with the listeners?
Closing thoughts for this as we're coming up to Easter weekend. And you're going to be, well, I guess... Not everyone celebrates Easter weekend, but for those that do, it's nice to go out and see your families and get together. And of course, the religious aspect of it. Christ is going to be rising, so...
Has risen. It's done.
Has risen.
Well, at this point is in the future.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's also in the past.
Yes. That's a little confusing. But he's omnipresent. God's always there. Anyways.
I love where this is going. Keep going.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm lost. We're
going to have two touching thoughts with Tori now, right? Because Eric doesn't know what to do. So.
I'm looking forward to Easter, to being around family and good food, and yes.
I do think Easter is a bizarre holiday, the way that we treat it as Americans, because
really,
if you think about it from a contextual, historical concept, regardless of your perception of religion or Christianity, everyone gets Christmas off for the holidays, regardless of what your faith or beliefs or whatever are. And obviously a very important day for Christians, I think Easter is just as important to Christians though. And I think it's bizarre that no one observes, any days off for Easter,
I mean,
seems bizarre.
We don't get mail on Good Friday.
I want more days off, damn it. I'm taking a hard stand on this.
I get off Good Friday.
Yeah, I get off Good Friday too. So.
Yeah, like I said, I'm taking a half day off tomorrow. I could take the whole day if I wanted, so I don't know why I'm complaining.
Yeah, why are you bitching?
I don't know. Because I can. That's what I do. That's my contribution to the show.
Sometimes.
And now it's time for Touching Thoughts with Tori.
Wow. Oh boy. Getting dragged through that one. Well, we're certainly glad you made it. And I just want to remind everybody, and I know I've talked about this before, about how hard you work. And I sort of want to expand upon that. And I want to remind you, you're not bulletproof. You're not made of steel. You're not bulletproof, not emotionally, certainly not physically bulletproof. You'd be Superman otherwise, but you're not bulletproof, and more than likely you have some blind spots. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because I have them too. I'm right there with you. But the point I'm trying to make is that realizing them and asking for help isn't a weakness. And I think you could make the argument that is actually quite a courageous thing to do. You're letting someone in, you're voicing those problems that may have been troubling you, and I think that's actually quite a courageous thing to do. So I encourage you to do just that. And if something is sort of bugging you, or maybe you're missing it, talk to a friend. I know I say it a lot, and I mean it. There's a lot of people that love you, and we love you. And I know I can't wait for next week, but that'll do it for me.
Cool. Well, I think that's going to do it for us this week here on the Monkey Butter with Monkey Boys, I guess, the Monkey Boys show.
Monkey Boys.
I hope you guys are looking forward to. Well, I guess you guys. No, I shouldn't say that. I hope you guys had a nice Easter. I hope that we, in the future, have a nice Easter since we're recording a little bit in advance.
Oh, boy.
I hope you guys found all the eggs in your yard. I hope you didn't leave any out there to get eaten by stray dogs and run over by the lawnmower.
Yeah, no $5 bills missing in there.
Yeah, oof. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll catch you next week.
Oh no, it's the end of the show. Thank goodness there's several other episodes waiting just for you. Check out our Instagram. We like to have some fun over there. We post the sauce bottle pics if you're curious, and the occasional meme. That's going to be Sauce Spoken official. Hey, despite our humble nature, we are accepting donations, believe it or not. Look us up on PayPal. That's going to be @SauceSpoken. Hey, and if you like what you hear, grease those palms, babe. Lastly, roll up your sleeves and get into the nitty-gritty at saucespoken.wordpress.com. We have show notes and details. Check it out. Share us with a family member or a friend. If you're enjoying it, I'm certain they will too. Good night.